going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome back. It is Ryder Cup week. We're getting close to the actual Ryder Cup. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll be able to watch a good bit of it. Potentially some plans to go IRL golfing on Sunday, which means that I'll be missing some football and watching the Ryder Cup, but I also don't get to golf much, so I'm gonna take any opportunity that I can get. But yeah, looking forward to it. I have blanked 2023's Ryder Cup from my head. It went very poorly for the US. But I do remember some of the stuff from Whistling Straits, which I think was the first. I think that was the first one that I've ever watched. So I'm looking forward to it. Hoping for big things out of the US. Missing football, not a winding? I know. How's it going, dude? I know the Eagles play at 1. Eagles play at 1 on Sunday, but yeah, you can get out to golf when you can get out to golf. So we're gonna take what we can get. Hey, what's going on, Bernie? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. All right. 64 of 87. Finish top 15%, which is technically not wrong. I've heard that some of this stuff is messed up. I've heard that some of that stuff's messed up. Yeah, I mean, we finished early, didn't think it would be anything crazy, but I've heard that the ranked tours merits and things aren't quite paying out. Now, I saw something on, Transatlantic Showdown. So finish a round of ranked tours, win a ranked duos, and make one putt of at least 25 feet. And you get some USA and Europe sunglasses. So it's not like actually picking a team, it's just getting a reward for one of the sides. I mean, I don't know, like we could. I don't really feel like I want to play Torrey Pines South. We'll skip it. What's going on, Yeet? Lost your streak? You're at 47 until my 5 a.m. stream you slept through? It's okay, man. It's okay. I won't knock you. It's an off schedule. I know that the website doesn't track it all the same, but it's still a streak in my heart. Bought PGA 2K25 10 days ago, learning the new swing, Bernie. Yeah, it's a little different going on the diagonal. You'll get the hang of it, though, I'm sure. Good thing no one cares about the Eagles. What do you mean? What are you talking about? No, I know they're not everybody's favorite. Okay, so there is no... Did they not set up an exhibition event with for this week? Does CC have an exhibition event, or are we exhibition eventless until the new season starts in a couple days? Okay. Okay, so there's nothing this week, so maybe we are playing Torrey. Maybe we are playing Torrey as our warm-up. $10 days and already being level 197 overall. I mean, that just means you have to buy the last couple of levels, but I mean, yeah, you're at the top there. Now it's just getting dialed into the difficulty. You're a Lions fan, but also like the Bills. If the Eagles aren't in the playoffs, those are two teams that I would root for. Obviously, Eagles take precedent. Really? Default slow? Oh, so this is what they're talking about. So there's a Team USA and a Team Europe. They play the Royal Portrush. They play Frisco. Okay, kind of weird. I guess we'll play it. Whatever. We're warming up. It's more about the swing and less about the actual like putting and stuff, so it's fine. Over the Cowboys, so there's that. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Tonight would have been 50, but it's all good. So you're out Pacific time then, Yeet. Yeah, because Saturday we went live, or are you Mountain? You said 5 a.m. We went live at like 7:15, so that's kind of in between two. Okay. Double cross to start, need to be less left. Wow, what a kick. What a kick. Straighter. More left. There it is. Squared it up oh so nicely. That's what we need. That's what we need. And then quads on the putt. Easy. Easy does it. Okay, so front hole location. Yeah, I think we're just gonna drift it out to the left. Double cross the other way. That's gonna be in the bunker, the rough left. Yeah, okay. Whoops. I do not need True Sim cameras on. It's been a minute since we've played True Sim. So I'm not used to the putting and approach camera being still on there. We did not play well in True Sim. I'm sure some of it was it being True Sim, but it was also very much so the course. Most unfortunately. So I think in our True Sim Ryder Cup, in a situation where I would have hoped to go at least 2-1, I believe we're going 1-2. It is what it is. I mean, you're gonna have outings like that, and just the way that certain holes line up. You know, if you birdie something that they bogey, you only get one up on them. So it is what it is. I don't know with the slow. Not sure quite with the slow greens how this will go, but it's a decent line. I think I just have a really bad way of painting the picture. Yo, what's going on, Jim? Hole-in-one challenge on this one was fun. I don't think it actually took me that long to get that one. It was a fun hole, though, by comparison, because a lot of the other holes were like a wedge or a short iron, and, you know, it's kind of getting the right hop. It maybe spin. That one was actually like landing it in a spot and rolling it out to the hole. There we go. Good evening, Scott. Should be about due for a hole out. Hopefully longer than the payout threshold. Well, if it's a hole in one, we're good. But yeah, if it's anywhere else, then we've got the distance requirement to keep in mind. I mean, I'm not gonna set it up like every hole to be as, you know, 210 plus to try and hole it. Like, we'll take what we can get. I'll take a hole out even if it doesn't pay cash, because it makes for good content anyway. What I really need is to figure out these side winds better. Because I feel like with these side winds, I am just not dialing it in the way that I want to. Does this tree come into play? I'll just try and play a fade on my power drive, make sure that it doesn't. But I think trajectory driver goes into that tree. I pulled it. That's a really ugly pull, too. That's a really ugly pull. Okay, so these are the ones that I struggle with a little bit. Actually, I say a little bit. It's definitely a lot of bit. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. And now we've got this tree in the way. I'm gonna partial this. Tree. I was hoping that maybe clubbing, because I didn't want to try and play a cut. Like, trying to play a cut out of this feels like a mistake. Pretty good out. That's gonna be, I think, our first par. I know we're 6 under through 6, but I don't think we had any eagles. I think we've just been parring it. What are all the clubs you can use in this game, Parker? So you can use, you've got your 60 and 62 degree wedges. So you have lob wedge, gap wedge, and a sand wedge. You can tune the degrees on them to be, I think, 60 or 62, 56, 54, and 50, 52 maybe? Something like that. You can use 2 iron all the way down through your 9 iron. You got pitching wedge, and then they've got options for, I want to say, 3 hybrid through... No, they have at least up to 5 hybrid. I don't know how far it drops down. You've got your woods, I want to say 3 wood through 7 wood, and then driver. So you've got a decent spread. They have a bunch of different brands. I mean, they obviously don't have everything. They do have a good... They do have a good chunk of them, though. There's just so many possibilities, so they're always going to be missing stuff. I don't know if this stretches, to be honest. But... Okay, perfect. I was scared to try and, like, play the 7-iron and then take stuff off. QI35? I would think so. Honestly, I'm not gonna try and act like I know all the clubs or even like a remote number of them. The aesthetics are probably about the least of my concern in this game. If there were actual stats associated with the club, like they've done in some previous titles, then I would probably know, but those are all about looks. It doesn't actually affect how the clubs play, so... Not something I've really worried too much about. Yeah, close it. It's the right feel, I just pulled the shot. I mean, it's another birdie, so it's definitely not the end of the world. I think we get on, like, right when this event restarts for the daily. Pretty certain. We are definitely in between clubs. Nothing like de-lofting it and then you get the maximum roll. That's always so tough. Get in there, guy. Get in there. Okay, long back corner. This is a really difficult pin. In between clubs. Let's go on C-Money. Set the hook. How you doing? They got a lot of clubs. They do. They do. I don't know how much people like really change their clubs all the time, but they do have a good amount. Okay, I'm gonna do this where we fade it against and then try and have it where we end up left. Yeah, I tried to loft it enough, that ended up getting about pin high. Really, really tough hole. Just for my clubs. Get in there. Get in there. We're starting to read some of these a little better. Okay. That was a tight power drive, but I also have been kind of feeling my swing, so went aggressive. It obviously pays dividends here. Pays dividends on this shot. Still playing 2K23? Is there anything different? Well, if you take a look at the white points on my swing, you'll notice that for this game they are offset. That's the big thing. What's going on, Andrew? USA win the Ryder Cup? I hope so. So yeah, if you take a look, it is. I have a draw bias, so I have to swing from bottom left to bottom right. Yeah, they swing stick only for ranked. They don't have a 3-click playlist. 3-click is still in the game, but nothing in the ranked playlist. They have what we're playing right now, which is called ranked tours. So they have daily and weekly tournaments on Pro-Am, Pro, and Master that you can participate in as well. I left that face open just a little bit. I think as far as the designer goes, there are some more options. Also, some extra official courses. You know, a lot of the custom courses have been ported. I think the designers have a little bit more control. I find, like, I like the way that this game plays more with how, like, some of the rough and sand, like sandy areas, not necessarily bunkers, but like dune-like areas, the designer can have it set where there's not like any bounce, and so you can't just ricochet yourself out of the heavy rough every time. Like if you get in there, the ball actually like sticks and rolls. I'm gonna try and do this for like the hybrid. I don't know how this is gonna go, but bounce the hybrid up. It might be too deep. I don't know how firm this uphill's gonna play. That works. Yeah, custom Augustas have been made, but as always, they get taken down. Or at least they get delisted. So you have to like know somebody who has it favorited and or has it set in their society to be able to play it. So I had played one before it got taken down, but they don't have licensing, so that stuff gets taken offline very quickly. Oh, I thought I had it. Hello, Mr. D. Brad and company. What's going on? Thank you very much for the raid. Hope the stream went well, sir. Welcome on in, everybody. We're just getting warmed up. We're going to be playing in the Revan Cup. I've been calling it Tournament of Pain. I feel like it's good marketing for it. But we're warming up with the daily master. Just getting things going here. Hope everybody's doing well. Come on. Oh, it's a little deep. I keep getting the 101%. Keep getting the 101%. Pushed it. Finished the Revn Cup and Truce and Ryder Cup as well. Aside from terrible front nines. Yeah, I mean, I lost my... I didn't have a good time on that course. I think if I did the math right, I lost my singles 1 down. Lost it on the 18th. And lost my best ball match as well, like 3-1. I just couldn't get anything going. I scrapped out an 8 under on the first round, and Scud and I handily won that, but I did not have my best stuff. Didn't have my best stuff, and combo that with the fact that I just can't play that course, it seems. With all the ghost breaks and putting reads and stuff. I mean, I was 12, what was it? 12 of 23 from 5 to 10 feet. I mean, if that's not self-defeating, I don't know what is. Yeah, what's going on, Sudo? Welcome back, dude. This is a nasty par 3. I hate the par 3s where you, like, have to land it short. I'm gonna play the 6. We'll see how it goes, though. Smooth 101. Need a couple bounces forward. Yeah. Needed to play the choke, but I don't know, I saw it getting a little bit further. Nope, pushed it. Yeah, I mean, that always stings if you can't get it on the right start line. Managed to find no BS on the greens in round 2 and 3. It's a combination of, like, the BS, but also it was probably like every time that I... is either, like, you loft it and it lands just short of the hole, and then the extremely firms bounce you to that, like, 8 to 9 foot range. And then it was like every read that I made was like just off in one direction or the other. It was like I couldn't have more precisely picked wrong every single time. You know, just kind of one of those days. Yeah, partially I think it's the extremely firms did not help me out. But also had plenty where I landed it pin high and yeah, landed it pin high left to right 8 or 9 feet and just couldn't make anything in the second or third round. So it goes. .102 power drive, nice. Mess with at least one round. Sick of the extremely firm. Yeah, extremely firms. I mean, they're nasty in general. Like, I think extremely firms are always nasty, but I mean, it is even nastier when you're talking true sim. Not bad. I de-lofted it to try and make sure we got up that hill. I just feel like it's even nastier because, like, you're always gimped in true sim with putting. So to then top it off with, okay, we're gonna make it harder to get closer. Yeah, what's going on, Perfection? How you doing, dude? How's the golf been treating you? All right. Nice little 16 to warm up. Firmness, yeah. Like the big firmnesses that kick you out off of those fairways or off of the greens and into the crap. Like you're just more often out of position. What's going on, Chris? Welcome back. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Connor, how's it going? Golf game getting better in pro. Still missing birdies left and right. The missing birdies left and right, I know the scores maybe indicate otherwise, but you still miss a good amount. This was but one good round. Pretty good, glad to hear it. Alright, so that should be good. We got the ranked tour completed. What other quests is it saying we have done? Puma shirt. Okay. Well, we're not playing a second official course today. 2:30. I mean, we're gonna play 4 rounds more, so we should get one of those GURs pretty easily. Tay Mocha. Thank you very much for the follow. So far, Chris, we'll see. I think the course is gonna give it to us for the next 4 rounds. That was the Daily Master. Now we're going to play Revan Cup, which is meant to be pain, so. 1 putt of 25 feet or further. That's not my bread and butter, but we'll see. Shot 36 from the blue tees. Best round through 9 ever. Get in there, dude. That's awesome. That's way better than me. I wish I started young, though. Shabadoobie. Hello? Can't see the wind speed in Master. It's not as bad as it sounds, Perfection. The blue fill lines up with the amount of wind, and so just find some visual reference points and you'll get it down. I actually find it easier to know exactly what the wind is when it gets higher because you can actually use rotating the wind meter to create some different reference points. I saw that Siberian was reinstated for this coming season. So I've got one more person to kick my butt. That'll be great. Less bad than last week? Revan's slacking. Don't tell him though. He'll make next week. He'll make next week 10 times worse if we tell him. All right. So around here, we make sure that nobody misses any of the action. So we're gonna get hopping in to "You'll Quit Because You Are Weak." That's apparently the name of this event. We're gonna be hopping into round 1 of this week's Revan Cup. We're gonna be playing all 4 rounds, but we take a quick break to make sure that nobody misses anything. So we'll roll the ads, clear the pre-rolls, but nobody's gonna miss anything because we're gonna take a break at the same time. So appreciate you being here. If you're watching on YouTube and you enjoy, you can drop a like, sub, follow, all those good things. Help out the channel, help you find your way back here in the future. But yeah, appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys back here in 2 minutes, and then we'll get going into the meat of the content.
It's raining!
Ads. Next week's on Legend, so you're sure it'll be harder? Well, if we're being completely honest, I assumed it was on Legend already. Very firm, very firm. What default fast do we have? 10-5. Only have 8 homers so far tonight? (11-1) at the bottom of the 7th. Schwarber with another 2. Sosa has a 3 home run night? Get in there. Get in there, Edmundo. Luzardo with 10 strikeouts against his former team through 7 innings. Love that. Love that. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Just hitting bombs. Everybody just hitting bombs. I like Sosa a lot. I'm glad he's getting more playing time this season. But yeah, D-Brad, okay. Yeah, this looks a little bit more impossible challenge-ish setup. But I do enjoy the, or what am I talking about? I did assume that it was on Legend already because, just because of what the tournament is. And quite frankly, I don't see much difference between Legend and Master because, I don't know, we don't miss the points all that much, which I know sounds a little whatever. Oh no, it's still spun back. Gosh darn it. Even with the D-loft on that. I guess it is all down. I didn't see that it was downhill. Like the whole way. 83% on this putt. I know it's only 54 feet, but come on now. What a putt. Quad perfects, too? Short game transition and rhythm that are the most noticeable differences? Yeah, that's probably accurate. And even then, I don't know, is transition any different? Or, I mean, is rhythm any different? I know transition windows are probably tighter, but I don't know how the rhythm stuff works, because I would think that the percentages probably play out about the same. Okay, so 194, it's gonna keep carrying down. With this amount of wind, it probably carries like 200 or something. There's a bit of backstop. I don't know how I feel about this. 94. That takes it over the 200. Well, first off, I'm gonna change with the way this wind is. I'm gonna play it stock like this and hope that it goes right of the hole and then the backstop brings it back. Because it's very firm. I mean, it makes sense. I would have had to hit a partial. Okay, these ones are ones that I don't necessarily know how to paint the picture backwards. Almost. Almost. A little bit firmer and that drops. From 100%, think rhythm misses are more punishing on Legend. Easier to get red. Okay, yeah, so it's probably that, but like the number that actually shows. The number that actually shows is probably what's actually happening, but it's probably sooner to get off of the number. That makes sense. Nice. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Would expect nothing different. So if I'm playing big fade, that's already gonna want to start left. And then if I miss inside, it's gonna go more left. Still gonna sling, but I'm gonna play for the miss. I think that's the smartest way to play that. I gotta be here. Gotta be there. It's a little bit deeper than I would have liked to have had. Okay, just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. $171. It's rolling downhill. There's a little bit of stuff to stop it. Just gonna be tough because of distance here. Like, you hit a choke 7, it's gonna give you 174. Wind's gonna cut you back a little. You're kind of just in a tough circumstance because you don't want to be too short. Nervous? I didn't even see that. Okay, a little uphill, right to left. I feel like I need to be pushing these out, like, just a little bit. Okay, so between those last two putts, I have been on both sides. What up, RJ? First one didn't break as much as I thought. That one broke more. He's probably baiting us, which would make a whole lot of sense. But also, I'm a sucker for the content, you know? So it just doesn't cut the way that I want. In my head, it's cutting another few yards. I mean, we're down there, we're greenside, we've gotta look. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, so we've got one long putt and then that. As far as our scoring is concerned so far this evening, I guess I'll just overpower this one instead of power drive. I wish I could do more than 102 or 103, but apparently that's the overpowered timing that I could come up with. Yeah, you gotta be pretty far down there to the left to get an angle here. Don't want to fade it that much. Oh, come on. Gotta love that is how that plays. Put myself in a weird spot. Well, it's just like so many of the trees that don't play, right? And then that one does. Like, I just don't know how that all works. This is not the right shot, but it's the shot that we've got, so. Pushed it, it's very firm, it's probably still gonna roll. Because that's not even like, oh, I'm upset at the design of having the tree there. Like, I get it. More so just a little bit annoyed with the fact that, like, it barely touches the branches, and a lot of times you go through them, that one, like, barely clips it, and it just drops out of the sky. And so it's like, okay. Thanks, game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how the physics of that stuff is determined, but I do know that a good amount of the time it's getting through there, so. That's 2 center fairway, we're off. We're in the bunker. I have a bad feeling about a really clean lie here. I did not get a really clean lie there, by the way. The picture made me think that I might get like a clean pick out of there, so I clubbed it way down. Mistake. Downhill off the back of the green. Nice. Nice one, Rev. So you found this one less mean? I'm gonna leave it like 10 feet, 15 feet short because the downhill. Nice. I love that. 18 feet short because we found the top of that ridge. Cool, but I'll probably put this one off. I think that's low. Cool. Really weird feeling like you're not playing that poorly and yet just getting the crap beat out of you. Always pleasant. Hit the upslope. Jump over the downslope. Actually, it may have happened. It did stop pretty quickly. Can't wait to miss high. Nice. Why is it just that, like, every decision I make putting is always the wrong one? Just why is that the way that my life goes? There are trees there. You can't. I don't trust the trees, D-Brad. Don't trust them. They're all a big scam. I've been skamazed. Been skamazed already. There we go. Come on, back on track. Back on track. You have to be left-hand side of the fairway or else. I don't think that tree played. I don't know what that's all about. This choke shot, I have a feeling could be potentially bad, but I can't go with more. If I go 180, try and sit it more. Nope. I sat it too much. And that's the risk that you take on. But I mean, I feel like trying to run it up those hills is also a risk, so... There we go. Yeah, what's going on, Tony? What are you doing up so late, dude? Hope all's well? Can't sleep? I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's never fun. Especially once you start getting into that, like, yeah, 2, 3 a.m. hour, 2, 3, 4, and like, kind of dead in the middle of the night. It's one thing if it's like you're trying to get to bed and you can't fall asleep, but yeah, once you kind of reach that middle of the night, no fun. What in the world is this gonna do to me? If I land it back here, is it gonna have enough roll? I feel like I almost need to give it a little bit extra, which might be a mistake, but I don't want to get stuck on that little mound in the middle. That's where I'm at with it. It's on a downslope though, I'll take a hair off. Okay, take this little slope down, get to the next slope with a little bit of speed, and then funnel to the hole. I mean, it's gonna be quick. Oh. Yeah, no way to stop it close, just with the way that that's set up. But that's not a bad effort. That is not a bad effort at all. No, you suck, man. Might as well pull an all-nighter at this point. It would definitely be something to take into consideration. I mean, probably regretted down the line, unless you can maybe be productive with it and yeah, make up the sleep midday or something, depending on what your schedule allows for. Yeah, it certainly is less than ideal. Fun week, played your 4 rounds last night, enjoyed the layout. It's been kicking my butt, mostly just like little things, either near miss putts or like I got clipped by a tree, like the very end of a branch, and it knocked it down and put me in the water, and it was like, okay, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, just those sorts of little things. Stuff that you don't particularly play poorly, but just get wrecked on anyway. I closed it. It's gonna probably put me in the bunker. It is a game of inches, as they say. I guess we give it a little... I don't even know. Worst part about this, I don't even know how much distance we're gonna lose. Because it's on the upslope, so, like, are we gonna lose 5 yards on this? I'm gonna try and play it, like, here and do just, like, a little bump out type shot that hits and rolls out to the left. But I don't know how far this is gonna go. We could be in a terrible spot after all is said and done. Even if I hit that 3% further, I don't think it has enough rollout. You're just on such a steep slope. That was really bad. That was really bad. Guess I had a little more pace on that than I read for. I still think I must have just been high. That's water down in the front. Yeah, I was saying right at the start of this feels more in the spirit of the, like, impossible challenge courses, but not set up with necessarily impossible challenge conditions, because you don't have... I mean, I guess it is very firms, but the wind speed is not, like, maxed out, so I guess that's nice. I know I'm gonna be to the right. I want to hole it, but if I go left, those trees are definitely in play. Alright, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, whatever we score here, we score here. I'm not necessarily like, oh man, we gotta score so great. I'm trying to just work on my reads, work on my putting. I mean, my putting is just always so not good. So, like, anytime that I can get some reps in where I actually make some stuff, I'm trying to work on different putt read stuff. I don't even know what you do here. This is probably dumb. I'm gonna play a 9-iron short. Try and bounce it and run it. If we end up at a position, then so be it. I'm just trying to find a way to get it close. Yeah, that dies. Even if I took the 8, I just thought it would go further because it was kind of flat, but I guess the wind is diagonal enough. If I took the choked 8, I still think it dies, so it is what it is. If I landed on the green, like, I'm back there. I mean, I have a putt at it, but just getting it close and having a putt at it is not exactly the most interesting thing to me. Like, I want to have a look at actually scoring. Come on down the hill. So I was thinking, like, if you could get that tee shot out there, just get it onto the green, that things would take you down. Too many bogeys, though. I mean, we put it in the water once, but just the fact that we're seeing a bunch of scoring just kind of shows me how much improvement we need to have. It's kind of always the reiteration. especially with the TGC season coming up. 56 degree. I mean, we're gonna get some distance out of it. It's also the big bounce and everything to get correct. Let it drift. Kick forward and left. Get in the hole. No, come on. You're supposed to listen to me. It's close. Yeah, what up, ears? I wish I could say proximity was the case on all of the holes, but alas, not necessarily. Okay, tight windowed shot. We're gonna be in precision land here. We're gonna be in precision land here. I think with the way this is set up, a choked 9-iron is gonna be what we want. Pushed it. Yeah, that was the club. That was all over it. That was all over it. So pushed it means I was too far inside on my last takeaway. 35, 38. Oh, wind's gonna take it. And that kicks hard right. Oh, it landed on the fairway. How can I be that accurate but on the wrong side every time? I feel like I always can find the little, like the edge of the fringe. Ooh, I almost didn't give it enough. Okay, a few birdies here at the back. 6 under, 3. Yeah, I mean, it's close to okay. It's not great by any stretch. Why am I getting so far inside on that takeaway? Now I can't get there in 2, right? It's in the back, 260. If it wasn't a headwind, I would probably think about going for this. Because if this is 75%, right? That's where I'm thinking. Well, actually, no. It's a wood. It's never going to get... Out of that setup, we're in a really bad spot. I have to like keep that in mind, is it's a wood, so that live percentage is gonna get worse. It's probably gonna carry like, with the wind and elevation stuff, 160, 170. Definitely not getting what we want out of it. I'm gonna give it a little D-loft because I do think it's gonna go long and still want to have a little spin. the 106% definitely stings a little bit. There's the rollback. So I wasn't entirely wrong. We just almost flew it a little bit too far there because of the rhythm. Okay, I mean, not our best effort. Well, I guess the effort was good, just not our best result. Couple in the water, things that could have gone definitely a little differently. One there, and then just... We sunk that one long putt early, and then just started to miss quite a bit. I guess that's kind of the hard thing for me is I want to be... I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I feel like I should be a lot better at, like, the 5 to 15 footers. Right, realistically, it's more like 7, 8 to 15 footers. You know, the long, medium to short, long. I feel like we put ourselves in a lot of those 10 to 20 and or 8 to 20, whatever you want to call it, and just miss a lot of them. We're working on it. I feel like I need to have some sort of system that just gets me a little bit more consistent there. So, is what it is. Now, that being said, we've got 3 more rounds here. We can turn this ship around. We got plenty of time. If you are enjoying the stream, you're watching on YouTube, a like on the video goes a long way for me. I would greatly appreciate it. You can always follow the Twitch if you are enjoying it that much and you want to come back here in the future. We stream 4 days a week. Play some golf, play some other things. We're working on Star Wars Jedi Survivor at the moment if you enjoy those types of games. But yeah, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, get rid of the pre-rolls. No one misses anything. So go stretch, grab a drink, do what you got to do. I'll see you guys back here in 2.
It's raining.
Ads. One thing I need to do is update my Stream Deck to have the other ad shortcuts on it. It would make my life a lot easier. I'll have to take some time to do that. Alright, what do we got here for round 2? Green tees, very high winds, soft fairways, very firm and fast. Okay, so things get, I guess, a little bit friendlier in this round. We'll see what the hole locations look like. You know, things are scheduled and designed accordingly. So maybe some of these hole locations are a little less friendly. 372. If you take this driver and go down there, I feel like you have to take this. I feel like you have to take the power drive. And then I assume you have to take this to get the angle. Now just a hair close, so somehow I feel like we're going straight in the water. Not quite. Not quite, but yeah. Naturally, we're not left anything too friendly. Yeah, that's not terrible. Actually came out a little bit shorter and certainly more to the left than I had played it for. How's the pain and suffering going, Steve? Well, we shot 7 under in round 1 with a few bogeys on the card and some tree interactions and stuff that I was none too thrilled about, but it's going. It's going. You know, obviously you hope for more out of these things, but I'm also just trying to really work. I feel like trying to hit my proximities, of course, but I'm really just trying to work on putting at this point. I feel like it's just reached that boiling point. You know, it's been bad for a long time, but it's starting to frustrate me more than it normally does. Just a little off. So trying to take some focus on short game into play here. Come on now. Quad perfects and it just misses like that. That stings. That stings. I mean, it goes to show me that we are getting the reads better. Things are definitely starting to go the right way. Okay, aggressive line. I figured it was my best chance of getting around that. Tough hole location, for sure. Your putting frustrates you also. Yeah, so like I'm trying some different like concepts, so to speak. Just really trying to improve it. I mean, is what it boils down to. Yeah, will it work? That obviously remains to be seen. But all you can do is really try new things and try and work on how you paint the mental picture in your head. I think one thing that I tend to like struggle with is like determining the pace of the putt at different points, but I'm trying to work on that imagery. %. I do feel to a certain extent that we are getting better. The numbers aren't always there, but the thing that I've been working on, this is the recommendation of Vandy, talking to him, I believe, last week. Painting the picture of the putt backwards. I always kind of would try and paint the picture of the putt from the ball to the hole. But trying to work it from the hole back and really focusing in on some of that stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and claim like there were immediate results, but the more time that I'm spending with it, you know, I feel like we're getting there. I do need something though for these left to right wins. I feel like left to right wins, I just am not necessarily on the mark with. I have, Steve. The hard part is getting the right count on the beads and adjusting for green speeds and different stuff. So I've done it. I've done it before, but yeah, it's just one of those things that I've done and I've gone, you know, I've gone away from it. So, like, I'm kind of working it back and breaking it into thirds, so to speak. So I'm trying to figure out what I think the putt's going to break into the hole with. And then work different segments of the putt and, like, putting over that line. And it's getting there. What's going on, JB? Got a new iPhone 17 phone case, which stands up vertical. Here to enjoy your new case and phone in vertical with the best vertical stream YouTuber the world has ever seen. I'll take the compliment. Maybe agree to disagree, but I'll take the compliment for sure. How are you liking the new phone? I've heard some mixed things about it. I haven't actually looked into any of the reviews though. I just got a 15 a couple years ago, so I'll be set on this guy for a while. I'm very slow moving on my phones. I went from 5S to 8 to 15 in the past decade plus, I think since 2013. For someone in tech, I'm a very slow adopter of phone technology. but probably because I don't use it to its fullest potential. I'm a little bit nervous about this, if I'm being completely honest. Part of me wants to go up to choked 8 for this exact reason, because we're gonna spin back with that. Oh, it holds. There's just enough. There's just enough on it. That was ghost break, or lack of. It did a wiggle. I don't think that's a bad read. That's the green wiggling through the break and taking the break out of it. Questionable software choices by Apple with the liquid glass. Works in some scenarios, a little over the top in others, and not necessary. I do remember seeing that from like their keynote presentation. Or at least like the highlights of their keynote presentation on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, liquid glass sounds interesting and probably technologically is it was a neat advancement with how it's implemented, but I don't know. I'm not one for much change. I mean, fortunately, it's gonna be a long time until I actually do go ahead and change, and so probably by the time that I actually get around to stuff, get around to the new OS, things will probably be way different by then anyway. Good distance control. All right, 6 feet. These are must makes. These are must makes. Almost missed it. Did almost miss it, but we did make it. So that's key. What's going on, Abe? iPhone Fold next year? I don't know, JB. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen the like Samsung folding phones and stuff for a while now, and I always think they look so dumb, but I don't know. We'll see how I feel and how the technology is in a number of years here. See if I ever change my mind. Gosh darn it. Oh, that tree doesn't play. Yeah, I'm getting mixed signals on these trees here. Horses, got some inconsistency in the foliage. How much it knocks my ball down. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it really does not. I'm gonna hit a low. I don't know that this is a good play. We'll find out. I'm gonna try a knuckleball. I'm gonna try a knuckleball this pitching wedge. Double crossed it. Nice. That might have actually been a good play. I'm gonna chalk that up as the right choice. I missed it to the right with that push. Almost had it. This course didn't fit your eye. The first round, we finished at 7 under on the first round with 3 bogeys. We've had a much better start to this round, 5 under through 7 with an eagle. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to obviously hit my best on approach shots, but yeah, I'm like trying to see what I can figure out with wind reads and with, you know, spin controls, and especially trying to focus on my putting. The closed. Womp womp. If that's open, that might be in a good spot on the green, but it is what it is. You'll enjoy my streams much more on that device? I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, these are a little stabby. We'll just play it straight, I guess. That was the play. It's just a little under hit. I'm so not good. Even with a little bit of help on the stats for my wedges, still just not having the best time. Still just not quite having the best time when it comes to short game and transition. I feel like I'm always off on the transition. Very rarely do I square up like a flop shot or especially a flop shot if it's 100%, which is most of the time I take it. So more so the splash and pick shots. Always feel a bit under. Oh gosh darn it. Now I go open. Now I go open. Just look at the water bunker. Yeah, the lovely, lovely water bunker. For sure. I think double breakers are the thing that are going to confuse my eye the most. Because I almost have to paint the picture of how it gets to, like, center cup off of this. I left it out to the right. Yeah, so one single direction breaks, I feel like painting it backwards from the hole I've gotten a lot better at. Double breakers kind of break the mental picture that I'm painting. If that sentence makes any sense to anybody other than myself. Because the double break doesn't break quite the same way if there are only a couple of moving beats. So I think that's just something I'm going to have to work on. I mean, not that I'm, you know, not already working on everything else when it comes to my putting game, but we'll just add it to the list of things. See, like I'm thinking that's gonna be so much more to the right. And if we're to the right, we've got an uphill putt at it, but here we are. You're a bead counting man, but for you double breakers, they're just counting and eliminating, seeing what's left. I've bead counted in the past. But I've gone through waves where like my bead counting is really, really good. And then I've gone through phases where the bead counting starts to fail me and I start losing trust in it. You know, I feel like I had a better bead counting method in 2K23, and so I haven't found one as much in 25, and you'd say, oh, well, it's the same. Well, in 23, I used to, like, worm cam it, zoom in, and look at the angles of the break as opposed to the moving bead, and so that's, like, how I assign my values. But I technically have a different grid size in this game. I tried to make it as close to the last one. There's just some differences that make it a little tough. But I figure if I can get better at visualizing it, like long term, that'll go well. But like in real life, I try and aim point. So it's like I know that I'm breaking from my norm, but it's really hard to aim point in this game. I can't exactly do this to the screen. Maybe the key is using like a toothpick instead of my finger. Maybe I need to find the right width. A popsicle stick is maybe too much. Maybe like half a popsicle stick and start. Maybe that's how I can gauge. I am trying to land this on the trying to land this on the fairway. It's too far left because the fairways are soft and that's very firm. And just that tailwind downwind. I couldn't loft it anymore though. Okay, but our putting's been a little bit better, so let's try and put some faith in it. Maybe I just have to change my perspective. Underswung it. 1% more, it's close. I have no idea what we're playing for plat next week. If I'm being completely honest, JB, I just show up. Whatever the course is, whatever the conditions are, I just show up and play it. I mean, there's a chance that I'll hear about it like early in the week and I'll know the course if we've played it before. Yeah, I'm largely just I'll be there kind of player. There's a chance that this ends up playing long. Okay. The reason I went with that instead of the 7 is I thought that the full 7 was maybe gonna be too short. I like had a range of like a couple yards short and a couple yards long. I mean, I guess a couple yards short is probably the better play ultimately. But I don't know. Underswung. That may have been the read. Max wins 3 for an absolute. Still just lose your mind. I've been talking about, like, I need to have a better approach game to the sideways. Like, I'm pretty good with, I would say my distance control is really strong. Getting things going in the right way, right to left, or like, you know, tailwind and headwind, most of the time is pretty good. Right to left, though, is more of a feel thing. I just hook the crap out of that. Oh, there's a water bunker. And we found it. How much tree is there to avoid? Just give it enough that we can go to the right, kind of in between them. It's actually probably better. Probably kind of better if we partial it, which I know is kind of not really my cup of tea, but I don't want the backspin. Yeah, I mean, trying to get the wedge distance-wise, I was never really going to be able to play that properly. I pushed it. That came out hot, though. That came out, like, crazy, actually. So, see, that's the part that I'm struggling with. Those double breaks. Those double breaks are definitely off. Painting a mental picture is a little bit screwy because they don't quite, I guess they do still come in from that side, and maybe that's why I'm missing them low. Just not getting good feelings from it and giving it some pretty solid misreads. I'm gonna go choked 4 and try and punch it through as opposed to try, I don't know. Sitting the 4-iron might be the play. But I don't want to roll out the back of the green if I get it wrong. Low. It's gotta get better. It's gotta get better. Go Birds. What's going on, Cody? Randy, thank you for the follow. Got this game exactly 5 months ago. Feels like it's been much longer. I mean, I got it, I guess 6 or 7 months ago when it came out. I mean, it still does feel like we've been playing it for quite a long time. How we doing, Randy? Revan Rip, what's up? Playing on Legend? We normally do. I think this tournament, though, is set to Master, which I thought it was on Legend up until I was told otherwise today. Yeah, so it's on Master. But it's still like a hybrid Master and Legend difficulty setting. Because we don't have vibration, we don't have the swing feedback on. But most of the time we play with Legend swing and these sorts of settings, or we'll play it with Master swing, but no live grid, green grid, or Scout Cam. Can't see what I'm shooting right now? I mean, it should say... Should have a little leaderboard. Is my... Hold on. Is my vertical thing messed up? It is messed up. Gosh darn it, man. Something got reset with all of my masks. Like, OBS freaked out and screwed up everything. So my... Okay. Clip from earlier is useless. Let me fix that. Thanks for the heads up. I noticed this happened in another thing and in another scene, but I guess it happened in all of the scenes. So there's that. Shot setup should also... Please let me adjust the size. No? What is happening? Oh my word. Oh my word. How about this one? OBS just does not want to behave right now, it seems. There must be something that changed on... Great. Well, the one works. That's good. Let me see if I add things back in. Doing some live debugging. Live debugging. Because does this have the filter on it? It does. Okay, so that makes it how I want. Let's put this guy back. Oh, is that what's... Okay, so let me just delete the capture card from there. Do this, capture card back in there. Oh, that was the scorecard one. That was already fine. I think it's... I meant to delete the shot setup one. Yeah, very, very fun stuff. Very fun stuff. Okay. Shot setup, capture card. For some reason, the size of the... Is it this? That's what it was. That's why it was messed up. I have to adjust this size. So I'll have to probably do some messing with things to try and make this back to normal, but there's all the other info. There's the other info. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That means that my clips from earlier are a little botched. Let me see about this real quick. Apologize, we're live debugging. Yeah, normally I have all this stuff. I know now I'm gonna hear that audio. I don't want to hear it. I just want to see how much space things are taking up. It's a little bit over the center, but there's a big gap. Okay, let me... Scorecard should be just a little bit smaller and a little bit more in, I think. Or maybe Something like that. Then I believe that this guy is normally a little bit more there. Okay. Yeah, I updated OBS, and I don't know if that caused the problem, but apparently it shifted a bunch of my stuff, because I noticed then that my Jedi Survivor clips from yesterday were messed up. As well, overlays were all sorts of out of position, so things should be a lot cleaner now. I try and have it all nice and, you know, all the information available. Okay, let's see if after all of that we can get a shot in close here. I'm gonna go. We've been maybe going a little bit too low with this. I'm gonna go with the choked 6 or the choked 8 iron here, 160. Close it a little bit. But I overhit the power. I just want that because it helps me with spin control. That's better. I think one of the things I have to remember, like, you're trying to follow the top of the arc, and the arc starts below. And so some of those ones where I'm trying to putt it over a certain line, I'm leaving it low. What's going on, Pom Pom? I've got a full slate of rounds to play tonight, unfortunately. Sometimes we do ranked duos with chat though, but most times I've got a slate of tournament rounds that I'll be playing. Feel more like at home? Yeah, I mean, I think if you do it right, you can still have a bigger viewership and have it feel homey, but there is certainly a crossover point. There's certainly a crossover point where you just can't keep up with everyone. Soft bounce, kill it, stop. It still goes through. Definitely a crossover point where you can't, and it's a weird trade-off because obviously if you're in that position, that means that you've acquired a bunch of success and it's something to be pleased about. But yeah, it can definitely turn out to become be a detriment to what once was. This is a 100 overall character. This is my sculptor. I don't have anything else built up. I just have them up to like 85 to get their special shot. Well, technically just the technician and the powerhouse. Or pick and power drive. Those are the only special shots that I use. This is gonna be like high 20s to 30, which means I need to take something like this 7 iron. I am still a little bit concerned. Like if this comes out square at a 30-yard play, I feel like we could be short. So I'm gonna de-loft it just a hair. Hit it 101 as well. It should sit. There's just that much wind. What's going on, Mac? Welcome back. Ban the tush push, ban all of Philly? Nah. I understand the stuff that's happened with like false starts and missed calls. it's a play that needs to be properly officiated. But it certainly doesn't help the argument when anybody can run it and nobody else runs it as well. It feels very targeted. Hey, appreciate it, Rev. Have a good one, man. I will catch you later. Thank you very, very much for the sub. This is buried. I want to go for it, but my better judgment tells me that it's definitely back here. Just didn't get a good swing on it. Put myself out of the fairway, which just means absolutely no chance. Now we have a chance, right? Now we have a chance. 141, 137. I mean, you have a little bit of wind in and you're on a slight, like, uphill. So all of a sudden you're a few yards long and maybe you're spinning back. Oh, I closed it. That's definitely left. Backstop, we'll hold it, but we're gonna have a left to righter up the hill here. Hello in the night, Yane. I hope all is well. I mean, I know that it's late, which means that sleep's not quite happening. That was one that I like went to take it. I was like, man, I'm really aimed far out here, but I did nothing about it. So like those are things, when you have those thoughts, look at it again. What does the water say? Frustrated. With a question mark. Because Revan has designed these things to be difficult. So he's just kind of trolling people. $4 a.m. 0400. That's a little early or late, depending on how you look at it. 4 of 5 and 4 of 9. Like for me, that's not that bad. But there's just always need to be higher. I feel like those just always need to be higher. Alright. Pro streamer hack. I just got all the drops for watching my own channel. GG. No re. Alright, 2 more rounds to go. 7 under, 8 under. I feel like our putting is improving. Unfortunately, no hole outs. No hole outs to show for any of it yet, but that's okay. 2 rounds left. Big putt made in the first round. Is Bryson driving greens this week, Kenny? Probably. Probably is. I would say that especially in, like, best ball. Alt shot, maybe not, depending on what his partner is thinking, but Bryson on a best ball is probably a good grip and rip it, because he can give just that chance of a little extra scoring. Because there's strategy that comes to play, right? If you're playing alt shots or you're playing match play, then situationally, depending on who tees first and all of that, there might be different plays in mind. You know, if guys are out of position or if you need to be more aggressive. But I would say best ball, you're probably getting Bryson driving greens at a minimum. Alright, we're going to take a quick break. If you are enjoying, drop a like on the stream. It helps me out a bunch. You can be like Revan Rip and drop a sub too if you're feeling frisky. follow on the Twitch, all those good things if you're enjoying. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then we will get right back into the golf. Thank you guys so much for being here. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Whew. All right, we back. It gets so toasty in this room, man. Especially when you're at that temperature where you can have the windows and stuff open. I don't want to get AC to this room. All right, medium winds, extremely firm, very fast. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit tougher. I mean, it's friendlier on the winds, but you get a weird kind of pairing when it comes to difficulty stuff. Very high winds with like the very firm greens and stuff. You kind of get two different things with it. On the one hand, you could get very high wind, tailwind with very firm, and then you're dead. But on a headwind, that very high wind can really nullify your very firm headwind. I actually think you need to take like a weird shot out to the left here. Angle of approach. It's forcing me into some sort of wacky like pitch shot, but with the tree, I feel like this is what you have to take. Like backstop it. Don't really want to take a lob shot. This is so funky. So Tobias Funke right here. We got quads. Is it gonna spin? Oh, it's spinning. Come on. Come on. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. What's going on, Vandy? Thank you very much for the raid, sir. Hope all is well with you. Welcome on in. I've been working on it, Vandy. We've been making some. I was 4 of 9 and 4 of 5. 4 of 5 medium, 4 of 9 long, which for me is better than average. You know, it obviously needs more work. I know that. I think everybody knows that. But we're trying to make some headway. We're trying to make some headway on the putting. I know that like this week is not really gonna be a great week in terms of like overall stats, just because of what we're playing. But trying to work on putting any chance I can get. And in the meantime, just always trying to hit hole-in-ones and hole-outs and such. Gets better. I've realized that a big hole is double breakers. I've underread and overread some things. Double breakers, I'm having a hard time painting the picture because the angle at which it goes in and like the changeover period and stuff. Yeah, what up, Jan? Welcome back. That means the algorithm's working precisely. The algorithm is doing its job exactly how I want it to. I'm going aggressive. I know this is probably dumb. I'm gonna try and go past that bunker. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I will just forewarn you, only my shorts will appear on the weekend. Because I only stream Monday to Thursday, but glad to see the algorithm is doing its thing. Competitive golf, play other players online. Yeah, so there are kind of two well, technically three, but two styles that you can play competitively. There is your head-to-head competitive, right? So you're playing ranked, you're playing match play. It's set up in like 9 holes max. You know, whoever does better on a hole gets a point. If you tie the hole, no points, and so on. The other way is tournament golf, and so that takes the form of the 2K ranked tours, which are daily and weekly, either 1-round daily or 4-round weekly tournaments, or through societies, which is what this is through. So the main thing that we play in is a society. Normally weekly tournament, everybody that plays the tournament, their scores go up on the same leaderboard. Which my stuff won't appear quite properly because we're in the middle of a round. And also you're on the vertical stream, so you're probably just seeing like a bunch of gray lines. The lighter gray line is me. But yeah, so everybody plays the same 4-round tournament, and then your round by round scores get compared against each other. Even beyond that, the main one that we play in, which comes back next week, they actually have like a whole website. So the third-party leaderboard system is in play there, and they've got world rankings and weekly tournaments broken down by like 15 different flights that you can move up and down between based on how you perform, you know, over many tournaments. Basically turns it into like an online career mode against other people on all 3 platforms, because this game is cross-platform. So it's, yeah, that's the big thing that we we enjoy around here. It's the green firmness and speed is going to take it long, but that was a pretty good line at it. Is that kind of putt you want to make almost every time? 10-foot uphill with some break? Yeah, I know. And so, like, this sort of thing, right, Vandy, is like just getting better at, okay, how does this 15-footer... And I think it's conceptualizing speed, and I'm doing the thing where you, like, break the putt down into, like, thirds, right, and kind of get how it peels off of that. Oh, it hit a bump in the middle that straightened it out. That was... At least when I see that stuff, I can go, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a bad read. But it just hits, like, the weird... There's some weird jank stuff. Most of the break on the left and left of the line, so it'll roll straighter than I think. Maybe that's it, but it was breaking and then straightening, breaking and then straightening, and those I just kind of chalk up to really hard to read. But you're right, that's probably a bit of something that I can be, you know, more mindful of in the future. And for this, because I lofted it, I probably should have aimed it just a tad further to the right. That's still a really good place to be. How Trackmania does it? I go in and out of, like, I don't want to say fits with Trackmania because it's not a negative thing, but I go in and out of, like, just these spurts with Trackmania. I enjoy it. I get an itch to play it like once or twice a year. I think if there was more pull for it streaming wise, I probably would commit to it more. But yeah, that's like, I think I played it in its first ever season for like the new Trackmania. I know there's some older stuff that I never was a part of, but yeah, I played that like first season, and then I've played probably like a season every year. Still gonna take a big kick, but just with the way that ridge is. Okay, these are ones that I think I need to take a little bit more pace into. And then I need to recognize that, like, at the speed that this putt will be traveling, or maybe breaking this putt into thirds is the bigger thing. Like, maybe it's probably one of two things. Like, I either have to view that whole putt as one image, or like, even though it's so dainty, maybe breaking it into thirds is actually going to really help me out. With, like, I tend to be low, and so I think what breaking it into thirds is helping me do is to, like, focus on the bend of it and keeping it online, like painting the picture of what it's gonna do in the last third, and then trying to paint the line back, and then at the start you're like trying to get it to break over that point so that it can hit the other 2 points, effectively trying to read out and make, you know, 3 putts. Now this ought to be awkward. Big uphill, but it's really firm. I took a choke 6 so that it would chase. Yeah, I mean, can't do much better than that. Now, this looks like it's breaking pretty hard in the middle. So again, this is like paint it in thirds. Paint me like one of your French thirds. I think that's how the saying goes. What we're talking about. Just do that every time. I wish it were that easy, Abe. I sure as heck wish it were that easy. Yeah, because if I can increase that make rate on the shorter putts, it's gonna go such a long way. Because that is by far the biggest thing in my game that is... How is it that much de-loft and I am still that short? I'm de-lofting for spin control, but it's like de-loft... Sometimes I think de-loft is like a scam. I really do. I really do think it's a scam sometimes. De-loft wedges, yeah, it's like, it's such a weird thing though, because it adds distance, right? But it doesn't feel like it, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it plays quite like how I would expect it to. Because in my mind, I'm like flighting it down and we're getting a bunch, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to be so. I underswung it. Dang. So I lofted it too. I think we're gonna be short. Yeah. 100% would have been flirting with it. It's okay. I can't sling a draw to hit this. I don't think this is drivable. Like, I think you just end up coming down. I don't know if you were to hit a further club. I haven't done this in any of the rounds, so I don't know why I'm considering it now. Play a full wedge. Was certainly tempting. This will be interesting because of the firmness, and the downhill and wind. But we got, yeah, that's the, you put that much shape on it, but there's wind and downhill in the like in the green, and then you don't get any zip, even though you're doing a ton of shape to a full 60. Shame that, as they would say across the pond. Oh, that's too firm. Okay, that's too firm. That's the main issue with that putt. I feel like I read it. I felt like I read it pretty well. Left side line was flatter than the bead said. I did not see it. I think it's just because I'm not quite looking for it. I'm like reading the beads and reading the putt probably a little too straight up, I suppose. Sidewind, man. Need to figure it out. But yeah, I tend to just look at what the beads are doing, but it's definitely incorrect. Definitely the incorrect way to go about it. We got 103. That's more than we normally get. I don't know how guys rip 108s all the time. That is one thing that perplexes me. I know it's a timing, but it's a different timing than 100%, and I think that's what gets me probably the most with it. I'm gonna loft this 6-iron so that it hits and then rolls. And I guess all we can do here is kind of throw it up and watch the curvature take over and get a little left and then curl back. Take it over left of the hole. Kick forward, a little release down, left, and then back to the right. Oh, it's just gonna straighten out, but still, what a shot. Fast cues to flag a weird putt instead of like really inspecting lines every time. And I'm sure my mental imagery will change over time, right? I'm sure there's gonna be... Stop hitting it close, these putts are boring? I mean, this is how I try and play my game. I'm not a good putter, so I just... I'm always trying to do stuff like this. High cut, left side, kick up, run to the right. A little bit too much. Almost. Maybe I didn't need to... I guess I didn't need to overpower it. Overswung it. I recognize that the right play there is to... I recognize that the right play there is to super flop it, but I'm trying to jar it. And I know that super flop is not gonna do that for me. Well, that's gonna be low because I pulled it. Fortunately, we drove it, so you know we take a par. Could have gone easy birdie, but like I'm trying to hold the eagle chip. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. Oh, now I decide to close it. That's gotta be wet, right? Revan, you're being too nice. That rolls like crazy, though. That rolls like crazy, though. That was a really bad swing path. That was a really bad swing path. Yeah, what up, Charlie? Welcome back, sir. Hope all is well. Also, Vandy, just speaking of the proximity, that was kind of stupid, though. The CC stats the other night. Last week or whatever when I sent you that was silly proximity. That was some real silly proximity. I'm gonna choke 8. I know it's tail and it's fat, but I don't know, something about this isn't sitting right with me. I don't know, it's got a tailwind. If I take the choked, I'm probably long. Of course, if I take the choked, I'm like in the bottom of the cup. Ay caramba. There was a little bit of adjustment, Vandy. I noticed it was flatter high side on the right. I've also been tending to aim my stuff to break almost at like 3:30 or 8:30. Like, because I tend to underread things, so that's been like the other adjustment I've been kind of making sure to have. See, I got, yeah, okay, well, this is good practice. This is good practice. I'm not particularly good at these shots. Yeah, still managed to overswing it. Partial wedges are just not really my forte. Yo, what up, Max? Rubbed a lamp and a genie gave me 3 wishes. Would I even need them? I'd probably still use them. I'd probably still use them. The boatability of 1 is not enough to satisfy. You like that? I made up a new term, boatability. One's ability to drive a boat. 32, caught it through. I think I like it. Okay, yeah, I thought a little deep might be what happens. Just with the way that the choked plus the uphill would cut the wind. That's swinging in the middle. That's swinging in the middle. 51%. That's... I guess not firm. Somewhere in there did not break the way that I thought. Alright, missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Maybe thinking that it was just gonna be breaking a little stronger all the way through there. Ricky Fowler versus Rory McIlroy in the final tournament showdown, Joe? Rory. As much as I like Ricky, he's not at the same level that he once was, and you know, I think could pretty well argue never at the level that Rory is or has been. Oh, are we doing it? Oh, you suck. Right out the face, it didn't turn full G2. Okay, yeah, it stays high. And then it's kind of one of those things like breaks compound, right? So I'm expecting a bigger break at the top because you're starting from like a curled line, and so it doesn't break early. You just stay way out there. Striped it. Absolute beauty. All right, finally on the fairway for 18. For those who have missed it, this is Revan's little note to everybody frustrated. As you guys can tell, I'm very frustrated with how this round is going. We're only 15 under through 17. And considering I'm 30 under for the tournament, we've doubled up our score in one round, so. $75. I think we're gonna hit the 7-iron. I think it's gonna cut through. There's not gonna be a lot like wind-wise on this guy. It's just gonna be a peeler to the right backstop. I was trying to be cautious with that, so I went right of the hole. I didn't want to take it on directly. That's 100% the play. A little more movement on the right, flattens at the end. Give it a touch to the right. All right. Well, that's a pretty good round. That's a pretty good round right there. 7 seed under, 3 eagles. We made some putts. We were close on a few, but we're getting there. We're taking steps in the right direction. Also, some pretty good proximity, as Vandy was swift to point out his frustrations. Didn't get to see longer putts. Let's see exactly how close we were that round. 94% GER, 14.7 foot proximity, a perfect 7 for 7 inside 10, and we missed all 4 putts outside 10 feet. All right, well, sometimes that's just how it goes. I mean, I like being 100% for medium, but you kind of want a few long ones to go into. You want a few long ones to go into. It helps with the self-esteem. Helps with how you're feeling. The little deflating you get to the last stat is like, and you suck. Okay, cool, thanks. Thanks. Needed that reminder. Remeasure that 10-footer. Think it looked like 10-1. Yeah, what up, JB? Time to win this thing? I don't think we're even remotely close to sniffing the top of the leaderboard, thanks to our first couple rounds. Yeah, I just have to go 32 under. We just have to go 32 under. Also, let me reset the capture card. There we go. Audio desync is real. So we just gotta go 32 on the last round. If we go 18, we can T6. If we double up what we did last round, T8. Now, we go standard double digits, we can squeeze into the top 10, so we've got some options, so to speak. Thought it was the end of round 2. No, I went 7, 8, 17. I had 3 bogeys on the first round. Some not great, just some shots that were not quite good enough. Then last round we went sub 15 proximity and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I'm just out here. I'm really focusing on my putting. Obviously, we're trying to hit them close, but I'm really trying to work on my putt reads, especially with Platt coming back, because that's my biggest downfall. Minus 30s in the last 2, minus 10s in the first 2. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, good evening, John. Hope all's well. All right, guys, we have one round left here at Wildcat Forest for the You'll Quit Because You Are Weak tournament for the Revan Cup. I get a kick out of the names and everything. But yeah, if you are enjoying and you're watching on YouTube, a like goes a long way. You can drop a sub, you can drop a follow on Twitch if you're enjoying. It's free. I'm not gonna press beyond that. But yeah, we take breaks here so that nobody misses anything. Get in there, Gabe. Taking the initiative. Love that. But yeah, we take a few breaks throughout the stream to clear out the pre-roll ads, which means we have to run some mid-roll ads. But I, like everybody else, hates missing content. Hates when the streamer's talking and then suddenly ad pops up and you're like, I missed it. The ad played. So we take a quick break. We're gonna run for 2 minutes. We'll grab a drink, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do. We'll be back in 2, and then we'll hop into the final round here. Thanks for being here. I'll be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. .32 under is only about 15 holeouts. Well, you know, I like holeouts. Makes for good content. You know, would get me all sorts of good YouTube shorts. I firm, extremely fast, very fast, excellent. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to 15 holeouts. That's content for like 2 weeks. That's like good content for 2 weeks. Normally my content is just a bunch of, hey look, I hit it close. Which, don't get me wrong, they're still good shots. It's just not the same as when the ball finds the bottom of the cup. Oh, look at that. Get up, sit down, quads. Things you love to see. Okay. This is a spin control situation, which is tough, actually. Yeah, this is the one thing with being this close. I don't love this because the uphill lie is what's really scaring me, that we're going to be too spinny. I think in an ideal world, you're almost like clubbing up 2 times and taking some sort of partial shot. Sit. Sit. But actually, in an ideal world, you hit the shot that we just hit. In a truly ideal world, that's a few feet left and in the bottom of the cup, but you get my point. Does 7-iron into that climb? Because 6-iron with this setup is bouncing and I have to take it. The other option is to choke the 6. I feel like I gotta do this. Yo, what up, Casey? How goes it, man? pulled it. In my head, I didn't trust it, so I overpowered it. Let's see how it bounces. Oh, that's toit. That's toit. Choke 6 is probably a little safer. Let's try and work this from the start then. Oh, a little firm, that's... Wow, we're still low. Okay. Yeah, did not have the picture painted in the middle of that putt correctly. Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. And as I go out there, like, I need to be looking more to that. I think what I'm not doing right now, Vandy, is, like, looking at the adjacent boxes. That's right at the horseshoe. Which, ironically, is not good luck, but in fact, bad luck. Ooh! Except it's good luck. I am clearly not the grandest of predictors, as can be seen. Push that one. I'm not finding my swing path on these past couple of swings. Everything else has been fine. Swing path has not been. Defame the innocent horseshoe. I don't know if it's really all that innocent, but in that particular situation, sure. In that particular situation, it did no harm. I'm sure it's claimed many victims in this tournament. Alright, we're a little bit off pace for the 15 holeouts, unfortunately. Things aren't coming together quite as nicely as one might have hoped. Well, well, well. I've been pushing, so I try not to push, and we pull. Okay, so this should be looked at in a more... more braking kind of light. I shouldn't have moved it. I also didn't add power to it. So it's kind of the two of those things. When you're aiming that far out to the side and up a hill and everything, you're gonna lose distance. There you go, that's a little bit better. Alright, again, it's the infamous spin control. So this is below the feet and into wind, which means that up and then the wind is going to play a little bit more. I'm going to give it a little D-loft. Toss it up with perfect inputs. See, it's all spin control. It's all spin control. Commander Antidepressiva. Welcome back. How are we doing today, Commander? Go into 1 foot putts? I know, right? Incredibly, incredibly rude when they just decide that they're not gonna go in. Controlled it too good there. Yeah, it needed to have just a touch less on the D-loft so it would spin back and go in. Really botched that one. Get in there, Commander. Doing good? Oh, apparently so good, we're Prime subbing out here. Thank you very much for choosing to use your Prime over here. Hope you enjoy your faces. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Alright, now we're just gonna hit this one. I'm gonna try and hit it overpowered. I know this is probably shortening the water, but content. This tree is a scam. It has done the same thing to me twice. I hate it here. I don't know what you do. I wish you could, I don't know, look at the hole, see what's going on. All right, for the content, let's do it again. It actually did come back quite a bit, so I'm gonna play it a little bit more out here. And we're gonna go for the overpower again. Oh, second time was almost the charm. What a shot. Can you imagine that, birdie? You actually imagine that, birdie? It was funky up at the top. I couldn't tell if it was gonna break a lot or not. It did. It was breaking left to the left, so I didn't know where that ridge was. But you're hitting it so gently. Lackluster. Lackluster on my part. What a letdown. Soiled it. Soiled it. Declare unplayable, hit a third. Yeah. Didn't hole it out from 260 on the second one, so we gotta do it again. Was that a 103 JB? It was. The overpowered was required there. 103 is about all I can ever muster out of these things. Mostly 102, sometimes 103. Hey, what's going on, Will? Thank you very much for the raid, dude. Welcome on in, everybody. We're just we're playing some Revan Cup. We've nearly jarred it from long range a couple of times. You know, Vandy, that's a good idea. Had I gone for it, it doesn't say that it has to be for an albatross or anything. I could just keep retrying a 260-yard shot, and if we hole it, then money. I've been playing this all wrong. Now at least I know for next week that that's how we need to go about things. Just keep replaying shots. Rake it in. It's still super firm, but there's not much green to work with there. Speed behind me was also motoring. Sometimes yeah. I mean, I saw that, but it was also like the green to the left. It was certainly getting me in trouble. More raids? Woe has somehow figured out how to double raid. 2 raids, 1 stream. That just, I guess because it was downhill, I interpreted that as more speed, but that played more brake because it went downhill at the end. Through with the well, it's not just the update. The mobile app is horrible in general, but somehow the large majority of people who watch Twitch watch from the mobile app, which is a very perplexing thing to me. I'm sure it's based on convenience and everything. But yeah, I can't watch. I can't watch on mobile. Oh, I overcut it. I was trying to just hit a straight ball and it turned. Now we're gonna go down the hill. Rating on mobile is like playing PGA on Switch. It was left to die 2 games ago. But that's all you have. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, fortunately, like, when I started streaming years ago, like, I streamed from my Xbox, but I did have a laptop to at least, like, handle the stream management side of things. Oh, this has so much freaking brake. Nice and smooth. Now turn in from the top. Oh, come on, man. I thought that was good. Really thought we had it. It's going well, Baron. It's going well. Slow first 2 rounds. We shot 17 on the 3rd round here. You know, as is customary, we're trying to work on our putting. That's been, you know, obviously we're trying to hit close shots, but no matter where we're at, I'm really trying to focus on my putt reads tonight. PC is shot, still haven't replaced it yet. Yeah, that sucks, man. Hopefully you can get that fixed at some point, but they're definitely not cheap depending on what you gotta do. I don't know if I said hi, Asian Invasion. I read the name, in my head I said hello. if I didn't actually say it. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Get out of there with that energy, Heat Dozer. Go Birds! Hey, I'll give you this consolation. If the Eagles get knocked out of the playoffs and the Lions are still in, they are a team that I will root for. I don't know that that means much of anything, but it is truth. Ah, we are awkwardly in between. 121, 122. I mean, I can play a ton of D-Loft, but we've seen how that goes. I feel like the D-Loft and the Wind don't necessarily play all buddy-buddy the way that I want them to. We'll try it. Here it's going to end up going out the back of the green because that's my luck. Oh, nice. Well, it's not a double cross. That actually was correct. That actually was correct. I just did not hit my points. Try and putt. That'll work. Birds are flying. Can win multiple ways to be a tough teams. Yeah, I mean that's the thing that I'm taking solace in. It's also, I think they're trying to find their identity because, you know, new offensive coordinator. The other big thing is like, you know, new offensive coordinator, you're riding on the coattails of last year and how the O-line played. But not having Mekhi Becton, you know, definitely seems to be changing the complexion of the offense a bit. So if they can find the right pass game to open things up for the run game again, then everybody, like, they have to lure people. Everybody's committing to beating Saquon. You got to go out and make, you know, and beat him other ways to get Saquon, you know, those opportunities. But it is tougher because, you know, when you can run the ball and they know you're going to run the ball and you can still dominate like the Eagles were, you know, that was part of their success. I mean, they're still winning time of possession, which limiting possessions is huge. But yeah, there's certainly some pieces to still figure out. You just gotta find this out. But yeah, being in a situation where you like need to find yourself a bit and still winning against the Chiefs and the Rams, because I think the Rams are a really good team as well, makes me a bit hopeful. The real test is, can you go into Tampa Bay, a place that has been atrocious for you in recent years, and find a way to win? That we will see. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they still get beat in Tampa. Nothing like feeling like you gave some extra to. I just, when it is 39%, when it's like taps like that, I need to get the like early part right. I think that's where I'm at. I think the end of my putt is correct, but getting it on the right line early, I think I'm always leaving it short or low technically. Like I'm leaving it low where I want to early and then I stay low. Well, your New York Giants could somehow get a viable MVP candidate as their quarterback. Deeply rotten with the franchise right now. Watching Daniel Jones this year has been eye-opening. Yeah. Well, think about it. It's the same way with like how Sam Darnold was. Now, I think personally that Sam Darnold was... I think he was overrated coming out of college. I remember like how highly talked about, and the Jets kind of made him look that way. But going to the Vikings, all of a sudden, you know, he looked like the guy that a number of teams thought he could be. $180, $184. Gotta overpower this. Only 101. We'll see how this chases. Might be okay. Was hoping to get 102, 103. Well, still rolling, but I got too far to the right. I feel like, I guess no, I think 100, 101 is the right play, but you need to be more left, and it's so tough to be that far left. Slight uphill lie in that. Russell is a bum. Showed up against Dallas. I mean, not that he finished the job, but... certainly rolled back the clock for a little bit. I think to the surprise of everyone. Yeah, I think they're realistically probably pushing Dart along too early. Too much wrong with the team. Wilson was always just a seat warmer. Yeah, I think in an ideal world you're keeping Dart out, kind of similar to how they did it with Mahomes, right? Sit behind for most of the season, get some meaningful reps like late in the season, then come out strong season 2 with full reps. I think I saw some talk about like windows for Dart entering this season, like in a couple weeks, when you have maybe like an easier game to kind of get things going, get things acclimated. But in typical Giants fashion, they're likely gonna just have him out there sooner than he should be. Okay. That actually, like, stopped pretty quick. I thought with that fringe bounce we were gonna be dead. No, I know they announced him as the week 4 star already. I'm saying I heard, like, in a couple of weeks. Pole size, oh, you're saying Dehito. Yeah, I mean... You're gonna mentor, but not, like, while you're starting. Just throw him in the fire. And effectively, you know, teach him how to survive. Well, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. I guess not firm enough. I can't really go firmer there. So yeah, I mean, I have mixed feelings on Dart, because obviously as an Eagles fan, you know, I'm okay with the continued turmoil of any divisional team. I saw, what was it? I guess Stephen A. Smith made a comment about calling them the Alice Cowboys because there's no D in Dallas, which I thought was very funny. Come on. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Neighbor 6 starting QB since he joined the Giants. Can't make a connection. Yeah. Because that's obviously going to be a guy that they're going to want to keep. And he's going to be in an awkward situation where he probably doesn't want to re-sign with them. Unless he's got somebody that can get him the ball. Like, I guess personally, I'm a bit surprised that Daboll is still there. That was buttery. Thought about taking the regular 6, but I think that was too short. All right. There we go, Vandy. There we go. That's more like it. I have to just keep looking at it like in thirds. Like it's a a very short putt, but I think if I look at it in that very slowly moving, but in thirds still, I think we'll get those to start high enough. Is there because they scapegoated Jones? I guess it's kind of the same. Yeah. I guess it's kind of the reverse of like what happened with Doug Peterson, right? In Philly a number of years ago. They scapegoated him for Wentz at the time, and then made all of the moves and stuff with Wentz afterwards. But yeah, a lot of times you just have those sort of situations. You think that one guy is the problem and not the other, and you take that gamble. What up, Mikey? We meet Saturday. I'm hoping it's a good game. I'm hoping it's a good game. Penn State's got me nervous. I mean, no matter how good they are, they always have me nervous. That's just kind of the nature of being a fan of them, but I think that Oregon is way better than they are. If Drew Aller keeps playing the way he's been playing, oh no. Rip. Too much loft. Too much loft. I got low rolled. Dang. Low. Broke too much on me in the early goings. Gonna be scared, hoping it's a great game. Yeah, I mean, like, if Aller shows up the way that he did when we played in the Big Ten Championship game last year, yeah, then it's like, okay, now we're talking, and we've got receivers and not just Tyler Warren. But Aller scares me because there's so much hype going. There was so much hype going into this season behind him and the experience, and you know, going in for another year and the weapons he's got, but. Man, like, just little check down throws and things of that nature, like, just do not look pretty to me. You know, he misses a good number of that, like, it's concerning. Such a tight window. Such a tight window. I played it lofted. I didn't need to. And then it was also just off on the right there. I think a spinner actually ends up skipping. This is really awkward, actually. Of course it doesn't get up, you son of a gun. Oh. Okay, we're putting. 98% putt. Okay, well at least there's not too much to think about here in terms of actually like swinging it. That cut through some early, I mean, I overhit that, but that cut through some of the early break, like, very, very much so. Jeez, dude. That's no joke. Yeah, that's no joke. What's going on, Eric? Put backwards a few feet at least so it can make an 85-footer. I don't know that that one was ever going in, regardless of where it was at. That's a good point. Probably should have given myself. Although, my luck, I would put it to a point where then I couldn't reach the hole. Because there's just so much elevation and requires that much power. Keep turning over, hit that backstop, roll back in. If only he could be so kind. Great look at it, though. Great look at it. One last drive. I can only get to like 102, 103, but you guys gotta be proud of me. You gotta be proud of me. I'm trying to go for overpowers, and we're actually hitting. That looks pretty clean to me. Quads 103. $165. This is probably landing like right at the hole. This is definitely short. I'm getting a little lofty with it. Maybe a mistake. But I want a chance at Albatross, and I don't think that that backstop is going to give it to me. Not an Albie, but it's in there. It's in there. Okay. We knock out the bogey on 16 with the birdie eagle finish. Much stronger weekend than the beginning. Yeah, we're just gonna keep working on that. We're just gonna keep working on that putting. Hopefully, we'll start to make some more. I think the other piece of it is I just need to not have as many right to left breaker. Like, I get pin high and to the side. 80% medium for me. I mean, the long putts are low, but I don't know if that's just the course. 80% medium is above average for me. It's trending. Because I think my average is probably like 78%, something like that. If it'll load. Hey, look at that. I know myself. 1.5 above average. Obviously, long was not great. But I'm a Furs, Gers, and Proximity guy. A Furs, Gers, and Proximity guy. The fact that our career proximity is sub 20 feet, I think, is good. I mean, we were even below that here. 18.9 for the tournament. Obviously, wish we could score more. I mean, a couple of bogeys and double bogeys on the card. But yeah, overall, I'd say decent. I mean, crazy that guys shoot 24 strokes better. I mean, I know I can make up a ton of strokes putting, but I can't make up 24 strokes putting. All right, well, we got one more week of this. So I guess the question is, next week, how do we play things out? Because TGC is back. So normally what we would do is True Sim Monday, Plat Wednesday. We've been running two sets of streams, golf and variety, which at the moment is Jedi Survivor. For Revan Cup, to get 4 rounds in, do we do Revn Cup on like Thursday? Like, do we do one Jedi Survivor stream next week and 3 golf? That might be what we have to do, and then we can drop it back down. That might be the way we have to go about it. Half and half? No, I'm trying to do full streams of one game, because I find that it translates better on YouTube, especially for the, like, game playthrough VODs. Because I had it pointed out to me as kind of a complaint / critique. When we did 2K23 into The Last of Us, the playlist is annoying because if you're just trying to watch through a playthrough, in every video you have to try and scrub and find even if you have it chaptered, you have to scrub your way to like the midpoint of the stream. It just doesn't flow well. So I've been trying it differently. I had been doing the like start with one thing and then transition. But I feel like with multi-streaming, you know, having the one type of content is better. I think if I was maybe not doing a story game, then maybe it wouldn't be as big of an issue because it's not something that's like chapter. Can I play this game 3 days in a row? I mean, yes, I can. I could either do 3 days in a row. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to. Maybe we'll try and run like a poll on Monday and see if Tuesday is gonna be better or not. I probably also have to look and see. I think Seamount is coming back from hiatus, and I think he normally streams on Tuesdays. And so, like, if he's streaming on Tuesday, then that means that he'll be grabbing most of the views. Get streaming next week, yeah. So it might be that we go Jedi Survivor Tuesday and then go Thursday for Revan Cup. Don't want me to get burnt out. I mean, for the longest time, Asian Invasion, most of this game cycle and most times just in general, we were playing only golf. 4 streams a week. Now, I wasn't streaming as late because I wasn't playing all 4 rounds. We were doing 2 and 2, 2 and 2 for True Sim and Plat. Now I'm doing some longer streams, which I've been enjoying doing the longer streams, and I think my body has adjusted to the time of day being awake and like the sleep cycle and stuff that I get from this schedule. Trying to make the most of it here before, you know, kid number 2 comes and we have to stop streaming for who knows how long. But yeah. That's with all that said, that is gonna wrap it up for us tonight. So if you're watching on YouTube, drop a like on your way out. Maybe drop a sub or, you know, follow on Twitch if you want to find your way here in the future. Greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, we're gonna try and find somebody over here on Twitch to raid out to. So appreciate y'all.